Whoa. Well, it seems like my luck with recording is not the best because I just made a 10-minute video for y'all and it deleted by itself. It did not record. And I was just dropping hella gems and dropping trades about what we're gonna do this week. So, great. Ain't that just great? By the way, that's what all these drones are here for. Oh my god. Let me just sum it over real quick. So basically, let me get rid of all this. What I'm doing is I'm going over the draws on liquidity that we currently have and the targets that we're gonna be hitting this whole week, starting with tomorrow. So the trades that we're gonna take tomorrow, that's what I'm explaining right here. The trades that I will personally look for and why I'm looking for them. So let me get rid of all that. Boom, 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 boom. So clean chart. Only thing I have is previous monthly high, previous monthly low, and I'm on the monthly chart, and as you can see, that is the previous monthly low and high. Okay, boom. Now we are inside a weekly imbalance, which is a range where we have a lot of volume to one side and we failed to retrace to rebalance the market, which is this three body sequence: bullish candle, bullish candle, bullish candle. In between it, we have an imbalance in a market that it's insufficient. It needs to get filled. Market does not want to leave that open. So now I'm gonna go and focus on this imbalance for y'all. Okay, come on, market zoom. Now we didn't really necessarily tap into the imbalance and then reject it. Instead, what market did is it broke that. It broke that. We're still on a weekly, which means we can still retrace, but it went farther than Sunday's market open gap, which means that it's aiming for a bigger draw on liquidity than just that, which could be, in my eyes, I spot. What the hell, boy? All right, let me see. Right here, we have a bullish candle and another bullish candle. In between it, we failed to connect, which made a volume imbalance. And market draws on to these volume imbalances because there are gaps that market doesn't want. It does not want to leave a gap in the market. Market wants to balance itself at all causes. So let me go back to my basic little study for the beginners. When we make the structure a uptrend, we make highs and lows, but we're not just making highs and lows. What price is doing is creating volume to the upside, which is imbalancing from this low to this high we just made. It's an imbalance. Price goes and rebalances that, and then it breaks the structure. It breaks this high, breaks structure to the upside, rebalances, breaks structure to the upside, created imbalances. That's what it's doing. So that's an uptrend. Same thing with a downtrend. It really does the same thing. We leave an imbalance from this high to this low, this range, which we just dropped. So price needs to go up and balance it, break structure so it can continue to go down. The break structure is that low. And then we leave another imbalance, retrace, and then this whole formation is called a downtrend. That is market structure making a downtrend. And it rebalancing creates a drawn liquidity right here, and price action delivers to that drawn liquidity and break structure. Because it breaks structure because it's breaking that low. Irrespecting the low would be let's not break the low, and it goes higher because it does not break that low. That's why it's called a break every time it breaks a low or a high. So when price breaks a low, structure is broke, and then an imbalance is made. When an imbalance is made, price rebalances itself on all time frames. And the high time frame is the strongest one. So when we have this imbalance and also this imbalance, price has a higher tendency of taking that out because it's an imbalance inside the market. Okay. Now that we got that out the way, I will also draw the weekly imbalance from that wicks up to this. So from right here is where I drew it from to right here. This whole range is an imbalance, and you can also do stuff like draw the middle line, which marks 50% of that level, and we see we're staying above or below it. That is the imbalance line, and us staying above or below it is gonna tell us staying above this level is more than likely satisfied with taking most of this imbalance, and then now it's gonna take out external range liquidity and break structure. But if it stays below this level, then it's most unlikely not satisfied yet, and it wants to balance the market some more, which would be taking it to this volume balance, this gap that we have right here. And if it breaks that, then that means it wants to continue to take out some liquidity, which would be the previous monthly low. And that's how it's gonna tell us. Not overcomplicating that at all. And why do I have this down here? Not overcomplicating that at all. So let me see. Now we have the daily chart. Tuesday, a lot of volume that came inside this volume imbalance, and then we have Wednesday, which we're just chilling. So let me see what. Wait, hold on. Wait. Today's Tuesday, but market is reading as Wednesday. Oh, okay, cool. That confused me. I'll say Wednesday. We just chilling. Hold on, it's Tuesday though. Okay, yeah. Anyway, yeah, Tuesday. We opened up bearish. We currently made 1,107 ticks. Excuse me. Since
Oh my God, no way.
Okay, 1,000 ticks. That's a lot. Since market open, that's a decent amount. I mean, and now price stays under this level, then we're just gonna look for a continuation down. That's the draws on liquidity that we currently have on Nasdaq right now. And looking at every time frame, I'm seeing that we're respecting all these highs, breaking structure to the downside. This is the break structure right here, so I will mark it. Boom, and these are the highs that we left. Last high that we left. This is actually New York AM high because if you look right here, it says 10 a.m. So that is in New York's kill zone, New York AM high. And above that we have Asia highs and so on, so on. And right here, around here, I'm pretty sure we have New York PM high. So that's the draws on liquidity that we have on the buy side, which we will get to in a lower time frame. But for now, the draws on liquidity the market is currently hunting, it took out this draw on liquidity, and the next one is this volume imbalance. After the volume imbalance, holy shit, I really need some water. Oh damn.
Oh my God.
After the volume imbalance, we got these lows to attack. So we're just using price action. We're using market structure to identify what price action is going to take us, and then we're trading price action. Combining price action and market structure is making the bread and butter. So that's all I'm explaining right now, really just in depth. The high time frame draws on liquidity, the trend of the high time frame, which is now bearish, and then where is my lower time frame draw on liquidity? Is these highs. Because let me look at my kill zones. If I look at my kill zones, we have New York PM high right here, New York lunch high, and New York AM high, Asia high, another New York AM high. That's where my draws on liquidity are. My other draw on liquidity is this volume imbalance. So I have two draws on liquidity. this one and, well, these ones up here. So that's a draws on liquidity that we currently have. To take out the draw on liquidity on the buy side, we will need the bread and butter to activate, which is a break or structure on the lower time frame, 15-minute preferred, then followed 5-minute, 3-minute, 1-minute. But 15-minute, we were looking for a break or structure, which would look like we have this high that we currently just made. So if price fails to break that high that we made and continue to go lower, if it fails to do that, then it breaks this high, which means like it would break that high, and it would offer market structure and clean price action to draw on liquidity, which is right here, and that's the delivery that we're making right now. And that's what we would look for after we have the breaker structure, because after the breaker structure, the price should continue breaking structure on the lower time frames, having mini breaker structures like we have right here. Lows made, broke it. Okay, so my audio had cut off right here, and I'm gonna just continue through this voice recording. I was just explaining how price has to break. When it breaks structure, it has to close above the previous high or the previous low it made, either close above or close below. So in an uptrend, price has to close above each previous high, and it's very key to be patient for this to happen, especially when you're waiting for an entry and your A plus entry. It's very important to sit back, breathe. Chart's always gonna be there. It's not going anywhere. But it's best if you have the most clear mind, so when you execute, you know you did nothing wrong. Because you don't want to stop building these habits to where you are executing and you're doing everything that you think you're doing right. You think you're doing something right, but then you start blaming yourself like, damn, maybe I don't got it. Maybe I'm just, like, no. I'm not even gonna start naming anything, but you get the point. So gain control of your voice, gain control of your actions, gain control of your thoughts. You have one brain, take care of it. Take care of what you feed your brain. And that's what it comes down to. Breathe and organize yourself and see what you can do better inside the charts. Every time you feel like you're about to enter a trade, every time, ask yourself, did I do all the proper steps that I needed to for me to execute? Did I do everything right for me to execute and profit off this trade? And I'm talking about your analysis, back testing, and your confirmations hitting. So it's very important for you to get your shit together. And I mean that in a nice way. I'm not trying to sit here and be mean to anybody or say, oh, I'm not trying to do any of that. Only thing I'm trying to do is be the best version of myself and reflect that onto everybody. So everybody can see that it's possible. You can do it. Just go after it. If you have one, you do